Imagine scrolling through your feed late at night, the glow of your phone reflecting in your eyes. When suddenly a headline grabs you, Sydney Sweeney takes a lie detector, finally answers the rumors. Your curiosity spikes. You click. And there she is, laughing, playful, and completely unbothered. About to tackle the questions that have followed her for years. From TV screens to magazine covers, gossip columns to social media threads, people have been whispering about Sydney's body. The rumors were everywhere, persistent, like a shadow you couldn't shake. And now, she's ready to confront them. Not with defensiveness, but with humor, honesty, and a touch of sass. Vanity Fair's playful polygraph segment isn't your average serious interview, it's fun. It's spontaneous. It's a chance to peek behind the curtain at a celebrity in their unfiltered moments. Sydney sits across from her co-star Amanda Seyfried, both grinning, both ready to turn curiosity into comedy. The lights, the cameras, the tension mixed with laughter create the perfect storm for a viral moment. Every question she's about to face carries years of speculation. Yet, she tackles them with the kind of charm that makes viewers feel like they're sitting in the room with her, sharing the joke. And here's the thing, it's not just about the rumors. It's about the pressure celebrities live under every day, the constant scrutiny, the comparisons, the judgment. Sydney's approach transforms what could have been awkward or defensive into relatable human moments. You can almost hear her laugh echo through the screen. See the sparkle in her eyes as she leans into the questions, and feel the thrill of watching truth unfold. By the end of this interview, what starts as a simple polygraph challenge becomes something bigger, a peek into authenticity, confidence, and humor under the public microscope. And as the first question is asked, you know one thing for sure. This is going to be memorable. To truly appreciate Sydney Sweeney's lie detector moment, you need to understand the world she's navigating. From her breakout roles in Euphoria and The White Lotus to her countless red carpet appearances, Sydney has become one of Hollywood's most talked about young stars. But fame isn't just glamorous lights and applause, it comes with scrutiny, rumors, and relentless public curiosity. And for Sydney, one topic has been particularly persistent: speculation about her body. Fans, 8 media outlets and social media threads have for years debated whether she's had cosmetic procedures. Every photo, every change in style or appearance seemed to spark commentary. In the celebrity world, these conversations can feel invasive, turning natural beauty and personal choices into gossip fodder. For many stars, addressing such rumors requires delicacy, but Sydney's approach has always been refreshingly candid. She refuses to let the chatter define her image or shake her confidence. Even before the Vanity Fair segment, Sydney had been upfront in interviews. In Allure, she mentioned that she's never had any cosmetic work done and confessed a playful fear of needles, a humanizing detail that makes her instantly relatable. She's young, talented, and under intense public focus. Yet she manages to balance honesty with charm, showing that personal authenticity can coexist with stardom. The internet has a tendency to magnify curiosity into obsession. Old photos get compared to new ones, casual style changes become transformations, and every innocent action is scrutinized. But Sydney navigates this landscape with humor and grace, turning potential embarrassment into opportunities for connection with her audience. She's not just answering questions, she's redefining how young stars can respond to rumor culture, proving that confidence, wit, and a sense of humor are the best armor against speculation. This context sets the stage for her lie detector interview, a moment where curiosity meets candor, where rumors collide with truth, and where viewers get an unfiltered glimpse at the real Sydney Sweeney. The moment had arrived. Cameras rolling, the polygraph machine humming softly. Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried sat across from each other in Vanity Fair's playful setup, grins plastered on their faces. This wasn't some tense courtroom-style lie detector test. It was fun, spontaneous, and dripping with anticipation. But beneath the laughter, viewers knew this was the moment Sydney would address the rumors swirling around her for years. Amanda leaned in with a mischievous smile and asked the question, everyone had been waiting for. Are your breasts real? A beat of suspense. Sydney laughed a soft, confident laugh that immediately diffused any awkwardness and nodded. Yes, she confirmed. The room seemed to exhale along with her. The polygraph operator, professional yet lighthearted, confirmed her answer was truthful. In an instant, a viral moment was born. The conversation didn't stop there. Amanda teased, laughing. Can I touch them? Sydney, never one to shy away from humor, gave a playful nod, and the duo erupted into giggles. Their chemistry and ease transformed a potentially invasive topic into a shared joke, making viewers feel like they were part of the room. Laughing along with them, this was the perfect storm of relatability and entertainment. Sydney's expressions, bright eyes, teasing smiles, a hint of mock seriousness brought the segment to life. Every reaction, from her laughter to subtle eye rolls, was authentic and human, giving the audience a peek behind the polished Hollywood persona. In this lie detector segment, she didn't just answer a question. She reclaimed the narrative. By mixing honesty, humor, and charm, Sydney turned invasive curiosity into a moment of connection with fans. It was a lesson in confidence, when approached with authenticity and wit. Even the most persistent rumors could be met with poise and a little laughter. When the laughter settled and the jokes faded, what remained was something far more powerful: clarity. For years, speculation about Sydney Sweeney's body had lived online. It's passed around in comment sections and gossip threads as if it were public property. And in one simple, honest moment, she shut it all down. No defensiveness, no frustration, just truth delivered with confidence and ease. Sydney didn't over-explain. She didn't feel the need to justify herself. Her answer was direct, grounded, and backed by the lie detector itself. The polygraph examiner confirmed her responses were truthful, and that confirmation carried weight. It wasn't just Sydney saying it anymore. It was the moment officially puncturing a rumor that refused to die. And yet, what made it resonate wasn't the machine. It was her demeanor. Calm, relaxed, almost amused by the idea that this conversation had gone on for so long. What stood out most was how she handled the attention. Many celebrities might bristle at such personal questions, but Sydney leaned into the moment. She smiled. She laughed. She made it light without making it trivial. That balance is rare. It showed someone who understands the absurdity of fame while still protecting her sense of self. This moment also highlighted a deeper truth about Hollywood. Women's bodies are constantly dissected, measured, and compared, often without consent. By answering honestly and on her own terms, Sydney reclaimed control of the narrative. She didn't allow rumors to define her or dictate her emotions. Instead, she transformed curiosity into closure. In doing so, Sydney sent a quiet but powerful message. Authenticity doesn't require explanations. Confidence doesn't need permission. And sometimes the simplest truth, spoken with a smile, is enough to silence years of noise. What made Sydney Sweeney's lie detector moment hit even harder was this. It wasn't new information. It was consistency. Long before the Vanity Fair interview went viral, Sydney had already addressed cosmetic surgery rumors in earlier conversations, and her answers never changed. The polygraph didn't reveal a surprise. It reinforced a pattern of honesty she's maintained from the start. In a past interview with Allure, Sydney spoke openly about beauty standards, speculation, and her own choices. She stated clearly that she has never had cosmetic procedures done. No vague wording, no celebrity-style deflection. Just a straightforward answer. Then, she added a small human detail that made people smile. She admitted she's scared of needles. That one line softened everything. It reminded audiences that beneath the fame is a young woman with everyday fears. It's a kind most people can instantly relate to. Sydney has also pointed out how unfair comparisons can be. Old photos of her as a teenager are often placed next to professionally styled red carpet images. And suddenly people claim transformation. She's explained that lighting, makeup, styling, posture, and even confidence can completely change how someone looks. It's a simple truth, yet one the internet often ignores. What's striking is how calm she remains when addressing this topic. There's no bitterness in her voice, no visible exhaustion, even though the same questions keep resurfacing. That emotional control speaks volumes. She understands the cycle of celebrity culture, but she refuses to let it harden her. By the time the lie detector test happened, Sydney wasn't correcting a lie. She was reaffirming her story. The consistency across interviews, platforms, and years builds trust with her audience. And that trust is what makes her response land with impact. It's not just believable, it's familiar, grounded, and unmistakably real. Once the Vanity Fair clip dropped, the internet did what it always does. It exploded. Within hours, the lie detector moment was everywhere. Short clips flooded TikTok, reaction tweets piled up on X, and comment sections turned into a mix of humor, support, shock, and disbelief. Some people laughed at how casual the question was. Others praised Sydney for handling it with confidence and grace. But one thing was clear: everyone was talking. Fans quickly came to her defense, pointing out how uncomfortable it is that women's bodies are treated like public debate topics. Many comments shifted from gossip to reflection. People weren't just reacting to her answer, they were reacting to how normalized this kind of speculation has become. Memes popped up, playful ones, showing Sydney smiling next to a lie detector with captions about truth confirmed. But beneath the humor was a noticeable shift in tone. For the first time in a long while, the conversation leaned in her favor. Instead of tearing her apart, people admired how unbothered she seemed. Viewers related to that feeling of being judged for appearance, magnified to a celebrity scale. Influencers and commentators praised her composure, calling the moment refreshing and oddly empowering. This wasn't outrage-driven virality. It was curiosity mixed with respect. The clip didn't spread because of scandal. It spread because of personality. Sydney didn't snap back or lecture the audience. She laughed with them, and that made all the difference. The internet loves authenticity, and in that moment, she delivered it effortlessly. While the interview looked lighthearted, there's an emotional layer that lingers beneath the surface. Being constantly discussed, analyzed, and reduced to physical traits takes a toll, even when someone appears confident. Sydney's laughter didn't erase the years of speculation. It simply showed how she's learned to carry it. For many women, especially young women in the public eye, body commentary can quietly chip away at self-image. Even compliments can feel intrusive when they cross personal boundaries. Sydney has grown up in the spotlight, and with that comes a strange loss of privacy. People feel entitled to explanations about her body, her choices, her appearance. That's a heavy burden to carry with a smile. What makes her response powerful is not that she answered the question, but how she did it. She didn't let the moment turn into a confrontation. Instead, she stayed grounded, playful, and emotionally steady. That takes resilience. It suggests someone who has already made peace with the noise, even if it hasn't stopped. Her expressions during the interview tell their own story. The easy smile, the relaxed posture, the confidence in her voice, they all hint at growth. Not someone untouched by criticism, but someone who has learned not to internalize it. That emotional maturity resonates with viewers who know what it feels like to be judged for how they look, in that sense. The lie detector moment became more than entertainment. It quietly acknowledged the emotional labor celebrities perform every day, smiling through questions most people would never tolerate in real life. One of the most fascinating parts of this moment is how Sydney flipped the script. A question that could have felt invasive or uncomfortable was transformed into entertainment. Not because the question was appropriate, but because she controlled the tone. Humor became her shield, timing her weapon. By leaning into the playful nature of the interview, she avoided giving the rumor more power than it deserved. She didn't dramatize it. She didn't shame the audience. She treated it like background noise, something that no longer holds authority over her emotions. That approach disarmed the situation completely. The chemistry with Amanda Seyfried played a huge role too. Their laughter, teasing, and relaxed energy softened the moment. It felt less like an interrogation and more like friends joking around. That dynamic made viewers comfortable, even as the topic remained deeply personal. Entertainment works best when it feels real. This segment succeeded because it didn't feel staged or rehearsed. Sydney's reactions were natural, her timing effortless. She wasn't performing confidence, she was living it. That authenticity is rare in celebrity interviews, and audiences can sense it immediately in a culture obsessed with shock value. This moment stood out by being simple. No scandal, no meltdown, just honesty wrapped in humor. And ironically, that's what made it viral. Sydney proved that you don't need controversy to capture attention. Sometimes all it takes is being unapologetically yourself. Sydney Sweeney's lie detector moment also holds up a mirror to celebrity culture itself. It exposes how normalized invasive questions have become, especially for women. Male celebrities are rarely asked to explain their bodies, yet for women, it's treated as fair game. This interview didn't create that issue, it simply highlighted it. The fact that a polygraph test was needed to prove a woman's body is natural says a lot about public expectations. It reflects a culture that struggles to accept authenticity without evidence. And yet Sydney didn't push back with anger. She let the absurdity speak for itself. This moment sparked conversations beyond fandom. People began questioning why these rumors matter in the first place. Why bodies are debated like headlines. Why confidence in a woman is often met with suspicion. In that way, the interview became a cultural checkpoint. Subtle but impactful, Sydney represents a new generation of celebrities. Ones who are more self-aware, more media-savvy, and less willing to be defined by gossip. She understands the system, but she doesn't let it own her. That balance is shaping how future stars may respond to similar scrutiny. The takeaway is uncomfortable, but necessary. Fame doesn't erase boundaries, and moments like this remind audiences that behind every viral clip is a real person navigating unrealistic expectations with grace. By the end of the lie detector interview, the question wasn't whether Sydney Sweeney told the truth. That part was clear. The real takeaway was how she told it. Calm, confident, and completely in control of her narrative. She didn't let rumors steal her voice or define her worth. She owned the moment and then moved on. For viewers, this wasn't just celebrity entertainment. It was relatable. Many people know what it feels like to be judged, questioned, or misunderstood based on appearance. Sydney's response offered a quiet kind of reassurance. You don't owe the world explanations about your body, and when you choose to speak, you can do it on your own terms. Her approach turned years of speculation into a single, definitive moment, then stripped it of drama. That's power, not loud. Power, not confrontational power, but grounded self-assurance. The kind that doesn't need to convince anyone. As the clip continues to circulate, it will likely be remembered not for the question, but for her reaction. The smile, the laughter, the ease. In a media landscape fueled by outrage, Sydney Sweeney gave audiences something different, authenticity without chaos. And maybe that's why it resonated so deeply, because in a world that constantly demands answers, she reminded everyone that confidence doesn't need approval, it simply exists.
Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into Hollywood's hidden history.